And welcome to our weekly Icarus PatchNotes. I'm going to be doing this with Carl, so let me quickly hop over to Discord. Hey my man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's a Friday, so
Exactly. Friday, Icarus update, Icarus gameplay.
indeed, and
So,
especially if there's something new that's coming, which is week 218.
yeah, week 218, chick and lamb. Baby chicks and lambs are now available in the workshop. Project Clinic continues, and an update on the next expansion. So welcome to week 218. This week we've got the introduction of some new adolescent creatures from the workshop. This is part of the rollout to enable features planned for our future Mandel update, which introduces expanded animal husbandry and genetics. We also delve into the progress of our Project Clinic and unveil new details about our next major expansion, Dangerous Horizons. First couple of notable improvements. Fixing an issue with the Needler's 100% bestiary stat awarded to the player. It now correctly awards the 5% projectile damage resistance. So if you max out the Needlers in the bestiary, 100%, you will now properly get the 5% projectile damage resistance.
Nice.
MXC fuel canister can now transfer fuel like the biofuel can with right click. The MXC one is slightly bigger, and it's a workshop one, you can send it back to space again. So you can get a can with biofuel on your next prospect. But you now can transfer fuel with the right click, so that's good.
Quite nice indeed.
Update to the resource transfer UI, accessible when right-clicking on a jerrycan, and you can fill items like flamethrowers. We can easily check this out with our flamethrower and biofuel can in a subsequent gameplay.
Indeed.
Portable beacons have got a change. They added a new tick box to the portable beacons that prevents non-owning players from being able to see icons on map or compass. How I read this is you place a portable beacon and then you can say, hey, only visible for me or visible for everyone.
Yes,
That's how I read this.
Indeed, because it could also be interpreted as the wrong way, which is, oh yeah, you need to all place your own beacons because it's no longer a shared beacon which everyone can view, which doesn't make any sense because that's sort of
Icarus is
Yeah.
team play based, I'd say.
Yeah, so we shall see, because if it is like, oh, I don't see any of the beacons now, and there is no option to make it visible to me, that would be rather why they made that change would be a question. So,
Well,
yeah.
I hope it will default to visible for everyone.
Well, we'll see if it's an intended change, as you said, that they have an option for it, or if it was an intended change to make it so that only people who put down beacons can see the beacons, which, yet again, why would that be something that somebody requested? Because nobody requested or complained about it.
Well, I do know quite a few people treat Icarus like a big open world and everyone plays for himself. And like the request you see sometimes like, hey, can I get a lock on this chest? Why? Yeah, so people don't take my resources. Yeah, but if you play team play, you work together to a common goal. Instead of everyone playing for himself. A free-for-all.
Exactly. Indeed.
But, yeah. That's how I see Icarus. Team play. And not free-for-all. Well. This week we get the chicks and the lambs. This week we're changing how chickens and sheep are brought in from the workshop. Instead of how it was until now, arriving as adults, they will now arrive as juveniles. Chickens as chicks and sheep as lambs. Similar to how cows previously arrived as calves.
Actually, yeah, I mean, now that I think about it.
Indeed.
Well, no, I received a calf last time.
Yes, cows you receive as calves. Sheep were adults. Chicken were adults. So
Oh, okay. All right.
Now
They
they
said previously arrived as calves. What do you mean previously?
yeah, they still previously already arrived as calves. Let's put it
Yeah,
that way.
I mean, they could have just said how cows arrive as calves. They
Yeah.
can make it present tense rather than past tense. But okay, I'm just checking. Unless they change something. But no, fine.
So these farm animals will now need to be raised to adulthood before they can start laying eggs or producing wool. The same way as the calf had to grow up before it was starting to give milk.
Yes.
Now these farm animals currently all arrive as female juveniles. Once the husbandry update is released, you'll also be able to purchase their male counterparts from the workshop as well. So upon purchase, you can already say, I want a male or a female.
Good.
So it's not random, you have to buy like 25 lambs and finally you get a ram. No, you can just say, okay, give me a young male one. Good.
Exactly.
Now, as with all our creatures, these new juveniles come with their own vestiges and trophies, craftable in the trophy bench.
Yes.
This change is a requirement for the husbandry update, where you will be able to breed creatures and to inherit attributes, lineages and cosmetic skins. You can read more about the upcoming genetics and husbandry update below in previous week's patch, with a link to last week's patch notes.
Yep.
This week, Project Clinic highlights. This week the Project Clinic continues as we play and iterate quickly on the game. While many of the changes are tied to upcoming content, a number of improvements are also making their way into this week's patch, which you can read about below. So from the feature upvote site is icarus.featureupvote.com. Based on community feedback and our own frustrations, we've added new riding animations for both players and mounts, addressing the previously jumpy movements. This update affects the horse, Tyrannus, zebra and woolly zebra. New animations, riding animations. So no functional change, cosmetic change, but apparently an update from feature upvote as well. Another one, also from feature upvote, portable water tank fixes. This week we have tackled the long-standing issue of portable water tank. In the past, no matter what water they have inside them, drinking from or filling up your canteen or pouring water from your canteen always resulted in the modifiers gained being rainwater. We performed a rework to allow the correct modifiers to be gained when drinking and correct mixing logic to occur when combining waters of different qualities. In essence, if you fill up the portable water tank with purified water, it will stay purified when you drink or fill up containers. This kinda negates the need for the 50-liter water can, because that one did retain the purification state. And the portable water tank, the 150-liter one, whatever you put in,
Yep.
as soon as you take something out, it reverted back to rainwater. It now keeps the content what you put in. So yes, you can now run around with 150 liters of coffee if you want to.
That's not a bad idea.
Then again, how many
It is
times
a
can
water
you drink?
container.
How many times can you drink from a thermos? Would you even need 150 liters of
Yeah, I mean, the weight would be a
coffee?
little bit cumbersome, but yeah, I mean, it would be interesting though if we could just put a jug of coffee on the table because somebody made a bunch of coffee, so we could
True.
just refill the coffee, or our honeysuckle tea, or our hot cocoa, for example, so you could just fill up from the container.
How
I
long
don't
will it
think that
stay
would be
hot though?
possible. That's the question. Depends on, mechanics. Obviously, we don't have a cooling down period for our containers.
Nope, there
So
is
that
not.
does beg the question whether or not you would be able to. I doubt it. It would be pretty entertaining if you are. So we'll see.
Well, you put hot cocoa in it, and it stays hot cocoa until you
I've never
basically either
made.
empty out the thing or abandon the prospect.
Well, that's the thing. I've never made in like the big jug, like anything special. I thought it was just for water. I didn't know that you were capable of making anything in it. So, I mean, obviously you
That's
can stick some
what's
leaves to it.
the intended design for it.
I did not know. I thought it was just, yes, big water go location. Therefore,
Yeah,
I need water and lots of water. So water is water, not coffee or tea or, like I said, the other things. So we'll taste it because that does mean we can put the container down on a table somewhere and then say, yeah, this is coffee. And we can make a sign, this is coffee. And we can make
yep.
a sign like a typical thingy. So we'll
Yeah.
taste it.
Adjustment to the carbon weave backpack, which previously had this water consumption reduction.
Mhm.
They've changed it. We've continued improving the carbon weave backpack, which has now been upgraded to a powered backpack and can be charged at the charging station. When it is powered, it provides a full damage reduction aura that affects you, nearby prospectors, and mounts within range. To account for the new aura, some of the backpack's direct stats have been slightly rebalanced. So, basically, full damage reduction aura from the carbon weave backpack if it is powered.
I would imagine that to be the case unless it's a bit buggy, but yet again, it's like, yeah, well, just don't go jumping off cliffs, and unless this is like a super glider thing, I don't think it would do much,
You
because
can
you
actually
have
see
the...
the backpack in the image below. That is the carbon weave
Um,
backpack.
yeah, it looks good. It looks like a dome-shaped whatever have you. But I mean, like I said, if it's depends on what they've done to the poor thing. If they've said, oh, here's a 5% fall damage reduction, but you don't have the reduction in thirst requirements anymore, then that's more of a nerf than what they would quote to be an upgrade, quote unquote. So we'll have to see exactly what they've
Oh.
done to it.
And when they introduced the carbon weave backpack and the carbon weave armor, the armor had an armor set bonus of 50% thirst reduction, and the backpack had a 50% thirst reduction.
Which they nerfed.
No,
Yeah,
I believe they climbed it to
reduced.
99%.
Oh, so okay. I thought I actually dropped it down to like 20% or something,
No.
so that you wouldn't have that like unnecessary need to have any type of drinking performed, especially for the null sector. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
like the full damage reduction, you were previously
you're
you
able
were
to.
able to get over 100% full damage reduction.
Yeah,
I mean, your
because
armor would still take damage, but you as a player would not. They climbed it to a max of 99 or so percent full damage
resist.
reduction. So you will still take some full damage, but it's
Yeah, I mean
not a
normal amount.
100% no more.
Hmm.
Uh, anyway, Carbon Weave Backpack now has a full damage reduction aura. Creature navigation improvements. A major creature improvement this week is an adjustment to navigation. Not so much the navigation of the animals themselves, but creatures will now no longer attempt to path through damaged structures, which previously caused them to get stuck or try to push through walls. Because in the past, damaged buildings stopped acting as navigation blockers.
Hmm.
This allowed creatures to generate valid paths through them, of resulting in them becoming trapped. Because the thing was still there, it still had a hitbox, but it was no navigation blocker anymore.
Hmm.
Buildings will now retain their navigation blocker until they're completely destroyed.
Makes
This
sense.
results in smarter and more reliable creature pathing. While this doesn't fix every edge case, we'll continue identifying issues like this and improving creature behavior over time. So it's not really a change to the pathing of the creature itself. It's more that the damaged building pieces stay as navigation blockers.
Yes, which obviously, it doesn't actually resolve any of the other existing issues, especially if you don't have any damaged building
True.
pieces around, because we don't have such things, but
We
it
tend to repair stuff, yeah.
might eventually might look towards making it a bit better, but we shall still see on that one. I mean,
Snow roof system rework. a major refactor took place over the last week to optimize and expand the snow build-up system on roofs. While the system should behave the same as before, it now requires fewer network calls, reducing the overall processing cost. So good for your performance.
If you live in a snowy location.
True. However, the system has also been expanded to support upcoming content, allowing other materials such as sand or ash from different biomes to build up on roofs. Read Elysium.
Yeah, I was thinking when you mentioned other areas, then it was immediately, I didn't think about, the second one, but I did think about ash, so, yeah.
Yeah, Elysium will have sand buildup and ash buildup on your roofs. Maybe
Sand.
it'll come to
Desert, yeah.
Prometheus Volcanic and
Should.
Olympus 6 Desert. Maybe.
Makes sense, realistically, after a, sandstorm, not a heat wave, but at least a sandstorm, there should be a build-up of sand on one's roof if it's not slanted, so
Yeah.
you good luck having a couple of tons, and I think sand is heavier than
Oh, it is.
snow, so
It is
yes,
way denser.
exactly, so, yeah.
Yeah. This also enables a wider range of more natural-looking shapes to be used. Look out for more news on new weather events and building interactions in the future. Please let us know if you notice any issues with snow buildups on roofs. Dangerous Horizons preview. Icarus' second major expansion, Dangerous Horizons, and its free companion, the Kepler update, is nearing completion. So we wanted to preview the features and content that will soon be available. The Dangerous Horizons expansion will unlock a whole new map, a story mission chain, alien creatures dominating most biomes, several new rideable mounts, more crops and cooking recipes, crafting resources, usable items, armor sets, and more. Launching beside Dangerous Horizons is the free Kepler update to the base game, which will also introduce a whole new Tier 5 tech tier, humanoid NPCs, and missions to retroactively add all maps, new items, new equipment, new building sets, and more. So like with Dangerous Horizons, they added new stuff locked behind current missions. Looks like Kepler will add missions to current maps for unlocking or adding new content. Now the Kepler update will be available to all players for free. We use this model to continually grow the base game without segmenting players' difficulty and levels behind DLCs. The Icarus community has allowed us to continually fund development for over 4 years through 3 major expansions with weekly free content updates and patches. Through 3 major expansions and Icarus' second major expansion, Dangerous Horizons. The math doesn't add up, but okay. 3 major expansions. This part, I think they also they also count like Great Hunt and its accompanying updates, like the Copernicus update, etc. And Icarus' second major expansion, Dangerous Horizons, being like the second major DLC new map.
Yep.
So yeah, you will get the Tier 5 tech stuff in your current maps, humanoid NPCs. One of the nice things about Icarus for me is you don't have to worry about base raids and roaming bands of NPCs, etc., etc. This might indicate a change there, and if that is so, I'm not sure what to think about it.
I actually like, like I said, I can only compare it to other games I've played, which is also like semi-base building kind of stuff, and the only thing I can immediately think of is like in the Fallout 4 universe, where you basically are able to build up your own little cities and putting up trade routes. And even though it's a looter shooter kind of game where you're going around in the lore of the Fallout universe, you do build base defenses, which is turrets and different types of turrets, and run electricity or traps or all these types of things, because there are on occasion certain factions which could attack one of your bases and
Mm-hmm.
raid them, quote unquote, where you then have your settlers defend and all these kinds of stuff. And it is an additional source of either, content. I mean, eventually it's just like, oh yeah, fine, they'll just take care of it themselves, so you never even worry about it. But in the beginning, it was quite a niche or pretty cool-ish kind of experience to partake in. And let's face facts, what would be the purpose of building all these defenses around your base if there isn't any reason to actually build them?
True, but in Icarus you have the wildlife.
Which can be deterred using a particular
True,
deterral item,
true,
and
true.
that are not really that dangerous, because unless you had the ability or the genius idea of building your base around an enzyme geyser and then deciding to run it
Yeah,
inside your base,
that
there
will be
won't
fun.
be that much of a challenge. And
And
obviously,
what do you
if
think
you're
about the thumper?
the thumper, yeah, yet
Place the
again, I
thump,
mean,
run a
it's an
thumper
anchor.
inside your base.
I mean, I haven't done that.
The
I've only
juvenile
done
teen
the.
worms, the big ones, the
Yeah,
juvenile cave worms, teenage cave
yeah,
worms, and indeed the land sharks.
yeah.
Talking about land sharks, we should do a thumper run this
To
week.
get the
See,
vestige, yeah,
yeah, see if
yeah.
we can get a vestige. Yeah,
We should probably
but
do something
yeah,
like that.
Valheim with a base rate.
Yet again, that was quite nice. But yet again, it was also nice being able, like, you are being hunted.
Yeah,
It was like, stick together, run together. We have to be together because I'm gonna get killed by a bunch of wolves
true. But
or something. And that
now
was
with
fun.
Icarus, you have your missions for which you have to venture out.
True,
Now
and it
you're
would be
all the
quite.
way on the other end of the map, and all of a sudden your base gets attacked.
Well, that was the thing. It depends on if and what they're going to do towards it.
Yeah,
If it's also like you're out in the middle of the mission killing the Graniton and suddenly there's a band of raiders spawning, it's like, not really sensible. So it's most likely probably going to be some sort of could also be like an aggro-based system. So the more disruptive your base is, because it's basically harvesting and mining, and there's a nuclear reactor, and everything is just generating a whole bunch of pollution and
yeah.
toxins, and the rivers are being polluted, and everything is going, downhill. Then basically, yeah, nature is going to say, I don't like this thing being here. We need
Yeah.
to remove it. And then gradually you might get more and more intensive waves attacking your base, which either mean you build it like Fort Knox, or you take 2 steps back and go a little bit of solar and a little bit of wind and a little bit of greenery around your base and plant a
But this is
greenhouse.
like this is all like one side of NPCs. The other side is there's going to be mention of some traders
Yeah,
later
roaming
on in the
NPCs.
patch notes. So
Yeah,
those kind of NPCs are actually useful.
true. I mean, it could be, just like trader NPCs walking around. However, I personally cannot imagine buying anything useful from them unless it's unique items.
Depends on what I'm
But
going to sell, obviously.
exactly,
I mean,
that's
it would be a way to get, for example, quarrite pieces on sticks.
could be indeed. I just have no idea what they would offer. So
So yeah, but we'll see. Let's first talk about the Days of Horizon expansion. New map. Elysium introduces a brand new full-size map featuring new geothermal biome, radioactive areas, and NPC encampments. These can very well be like the stuff we encountered in Great Hunts, but now with some NPCs inside them defending it, for example, instead of just a couple of turrets. We'll get new missions, all new missions, including a core narrative chain, side quest chains with unique unlocks, and more. The core narrative chain actually links to the YouTube video, the introduction for Elysium, you know, where the one lady of Group 15 was interrogated by Mo. We're gonna get new threats, 35 plus new creatures and hostile NPCs, created the most alien map yet. So basically, lore-wise, we attempted terraforming. This failed due to the presence of exotics. Olympus and Styx is like the most terraformed part. Prometheus is towards the edge, is less terraformed. And Elysium will be even less terraformed, so even more alien. Getting new allies, as in 4 new mounts, including 2 types of the lethal raptors. We also get 3 new tameable creatures, all with their own talent trees and abilities. Tameable creatures, we have seen the tundra monkey, named as a tame. We're getting new resources. Tier 5 gear utilizing lithium and ruby. And a new rare resource, uranium. Uranium must be split between usable depleted ingots to use and valuable rods wanted back in orbit. So it acts both as a crafting resource and as a meta item, meta currency. So yeah, okay, you mine 100 uranium. How much are you going to use for crafting stuff? How much are you going to send up to the space station to buy new stuff, basically? Hey Jos, welcome. Cool indeed, yeah. So uranium is going to be, yeah, you're going to have to decide what am I going to use it for. We're also going to get new crops and food recipes. 5 new species of crops on Elysium that can be cultivated there or on other maps through seed packets available in the workshop. Each of these new 5 species of crops have new food recipes utilizing them. Think probably banana. Although banana is also one of the is also an unlock in one of the mission paths for the Rime Tusk. Also things like the prickly pear, onions, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Now, when it comes to the free Kepler update, we're getting new Tech Tier 5 featuring whole new resource chains and items. Oil geysers now available on Olympus, Styx, Prometheus and Elysium with oil refining and over 30 new items. So next to the enzyme geysers, we're also going to get oil geysers. Oil with the whole refining and oil network, etc., etc.
Makes sense, because you have to get the oil from somewhere, so...
Yep. New NPCs. For the first time in Icarus, humanoid NPCs acting both as friends and foes. These will feature in new missions on all maps. Again, as part of the Kepler update, so for like all the maps, for basically free for the base game and for everything. NPCs cool, yeah, could be cool. Especially if they're friendly. But if they're foes, then it depends on how they're gonna act, Jules. So, yeah.
Cornay doesn't like shooting people.
Well,
I have no problem shooting people. In fact, I prefer shooting people over animals, but, you know, that's just me.
I mean, if they're gonna do like base raids, like Valheim, for example, yeah, I don't know. One of the nice things about Icarus is you don't have to worry about those. Oh, Karel, Jaws agrees with you.
Yeah, I know. It's common sense, you know. It's screw people, you know. But
Animals are innocent unless they attack you.
Yeah, well, even when they're innocent, even when they attack you, it's usually because
if they attack you, they lose their innocence. Then they die.
It's usually because they're backed up into a corner. It's like humans are just utter trash. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's okay. We'll see. And I'll have some to shoot at. So it sounds good. And especially there's probably be an achievement for that. But
moving
like
target
really
practice.
Depends. Yeah, definitely. And some target practice that actually shoots back as well. I mean, sure thing, a bear running at your face is one thing, but imagine, you know, shooting another prospector and he's shooting back at you with like an assault rifle. So that will definitely be, you know, a bit more hairy than, there's a bear. Let me just, you know, take out my crossbow, sip a cup of tea, bang, okay, fine, bear's dead. So
bear. You just go in with a knife or with your fists.
Exactly. So definitely a new level of challenge, as well as with the drones that are going to be coming up. But we shall see what their intentions are.
Yeah. We also get new items in the Kepler update. In addition to the new Tier 5 items, other new additions feature across the tech tree, including attachments and fortifications.
Yes.
We get
Quite a
ice
few.
structures. We also get a long requested diagonal and curved building pieces. This is all going to
Those
be
have been
free.
Yeah, those have been mentioned or some time ago, and I call like an igloo-based thing,
Yeah,
and obviously then there's the curved thingies, but that probably also includes the flamethrower turrets and shiny.
depend
So
on whether it's Kepler update or Homestead update, those turrets, but yeah. Yeah, fortifications. We have seen mentions of stone and of concrete fortifications. Uh, Ice structures, meaning ice as a building material.
igloos.
We get new base pieces, building pieces, the diagonal ones and the curved ones. So yeah, there's gonna be opening new avenues for base building there. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna build an ice structure in a desert and see how long it takes before it melts. Things like that.
Could be interesting, especially if it's going to keep you cool in the beginning. We'll have to see. It's to be determined.
The store page for Dangerous Horizons is live already, so you can like wishlist Dangerous Horizons on Steam already. Coming soon. As we get closer to the release date of both Kepler and Dangerous Horizons, you can expect more details to be included in our weekly patch notes. So yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on those.
Yep.
Next week, we will get the new workshop cycles, which were originally planned for last week, but I did the Project Clinic instead. Next week, we're adding new workshop cycles to the Orbital Workshop. These cycles include harvesting effects that were previously only available on tools crafted with supercooled ice, miasma, and obsidian on the Prometheus map, giving players more option when choosing workshop gear. Let's see, miasma gives the thorned items, I believe, which actually will increase your yield a bit. Supercooled ice, if you harvest with that, there's a chance to get the modifier. I don't exactly know how high the chance is, the percentage, but that the harvested crops get a modifier, so it spoils slower. Not sure what the
Yeah.
obsidian sickle is gonna give though.
Maybe just pre-cooked meat kind of stuff, or
It's
I
a
don't know,
sickle.
on the plants. Yeah, I know, but it's maybe don't know. Maybe gives an extra bonus to using the stuff in coffees and stuff. I have no idea.
Huh? That's nice, it's yours, but prefer crafted stuff if we can add alterations on it. But workshop gear is nice to have at the start of a new world or so. Yes, planet side crafted you can put alterations on. This one, when starting a new prospect, then why not use the MXC one? I mean, why would you need... well, like I said, super cooled ice one might be handy, but the miasma and obsidian, I don't know. I haven't even checked the Prometheus stickers out, so no idea what effect they have on crops. Like I said, the super cold ice one is like a slower spoil time. The miasma one is a thorn, so you get a thorned veggies. Like you have slightly reduced yield, but the yield is duplicated as a thorned item as well. So all in all, you have a higher yield. I have no idea what obsidian does.
It might do something like it reduces the amount of fatigue on the plants because it gently, like, cuts off the, I don't know,
I don't know.
plants.
Obsidian is fire.
Yeah,
Obsidian ammo is
yeah,
fire damage, so I don't
yeah.
know. But yeah, would it be handy? Eh, I don't know. I mean, with an axe and a pickaxe, oh yes, for sure. Knife, definitely. Sickle, meh.
Yeah, it's not the most useful item that we would definitely even consider buying from the workshop to begin with, because there's other priorities. However,
Cooking the veggies and harvest, you can't directly cook wheat, for example. Plus, you don't want to get, for example, charred corn, course, then you can't process it no more into something else. Use it as a recipe for something else. But yeah,
But also, just because they made a new item doesn't mean it needs to be useful.
true. Yeah, Josh, indeed. Excellent pickaxe, yes. Sickle, meh, I agree. Yeah.
Nah,
So, yeah.
yeah, true.
Support makes these updates possible, as they've said above. Due to the community support, they've been able to give us 4 years of updates and everything, free. So, Icarus Second Chance bundle, which gives you the base game, New Frontiers, i.e. Prometheus and Styx DLCs, for 33% off. If you already own one of these 3, you can't use the Second Chance bundle, because then Steam is going to be like, you already have part of it, but it's a nice one to introduce your friends to the game. Or you go for the completed set bundle, which basically looks what do you have, what do you still need. It's only giving you what you still need for a 20% off. This does include New Frontiers and Styx. Also includes all the outposts, the pets bundles, the decoration stuff, everything. Right, new content. Removed feature lock and adjacent workshop chicken and lamb. You can no longer buy chickens or sheep. You will now get the chicks and the lambs. Basically, all in one. Fix some feature level animal locking. Lambs and chicks will now drop vestiges when skinned appropriately, so you can make trophies out of it. Fixes. Portable beacon owner no longer changes if another player opens the interface and clicks OK without making modifications. I didn't know portable beacons had an owner, but okay.
True, and I must be hungry because I read portable bacon owner. So, yes, I want bacon. Yes.
Oh
bacon.
yeah. There will be more bacon related stuff later in the future content, don't you worry.
Ah, interesting. Good. Alright.
So add new tick box to the beacons that prevents non-owning players from being able to see icons on map or compass. We talked about it.
Oh, so that is basically confirming that it's a new tick box, which is to hide it from, like, it's an option to make it, oh, this is my private stash location, or, you know, I have 20,000 portable beacons, so let's just not have everything visible type of thing. So it's also options.
It does tie in with the next one. Fix a bug where the IMAP icon widget interface should override visibility. Wasn't working as expected after previous refactor, so yeah.
Yep.
New mount and character riding, run and sprint animations, which we will definitely check out. We might need to get ourselves a Tyrannus tamed though. And
I would say rather just call down a horse. You have a horse. You have.
I can call it. A horse. I can call in a horse from the workshop as well. Yeah, sure.
I don't like Tyrannuses. I think they deserve to be shot. I don't know why, but I don't like them.
I mean, we can call one down and then test it out and then kill it and then make a trophy.
It's also an option, but I mean, it's your horse. You do what you want. But I mean, I don't want to tame a Tyrannus. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't have really any experience with riding a horse, so I wouldn't be able to say whether or not it's a new animation.
Fair point. Have you seen? Do you have your own Tyrannus then?
Tyrannus and zebras, yes. Actually, I can call down a zebra.
Oh yeah, you've probably ridden a zebra. I've never ridden a zebra.
So yeah, Josh, we will be riding a zebra today. Okay. I'll call down a zebra and then send it back up to space. Needler's bestiary 100% unlock now correctly awards you 5% projectile damage resistance. Updated mower bones asset to have exposed bone instead of skin on the feet. This will remove the need for making color variants. Making it easier for when the husbandry drops. Yeah.
That's actually interesting that they actually carried that over, or were considering carrying that over to the variants, because that would have been nice detail. No, it would have been nice detail. It would have been a very nice detail if you had like a black mower, but his feet was still white or some other color, that there was obviously the skin texture on the feet. So when you skinned them, it will obviously like put this previous model back, and that would be very immersive braking.
Yeah.
So rather just changing it so that those things wouldn't become an issue, and therefore never worry about breaking the immersion, because once it's broken, it's like it's difficult to get back. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Cave spiders no longer get a regen when returning to anchor. This,
Okay.
I think, relating to some posts I've seen where people were like, yeah, this spider came moving along and I was shooting it, and it didn't lose any health. Looks like it was a spider returning to its anchor, so basically tethering. And then upon returning, it had a very high regen, so it looks like you didn't do no damage.
Could do. Yeah. Yeah.
And now if they are blocked when returning to anchor, they will teleport. Again, I've seen people's like, hey, there was this spider stuck behind a rock, and I was like hitting it. It was not doing any damage at all. Yeah, he
Yep.
was returning to anchor, getting a high health regen, but his path was blocked, so he never could get back. At least now it will like teleport back.
Sure. Good fix.
Fix crops being tagged with unique fish. I have a very unique fish in the shape of a potato. Yeah.
Yes, a landfish that doesn't have any gills and nor looks like a fish. Yeah.
Here's a very unique fish, the cornfish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Juvenile lambs will now eat and drink and can be tamed correctly. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, we can't call down sheep no more. You're getting a lamb, but you can't tame it. Oops. MXC fuel canister we've talked about. Portable water tanks will now provide the same water type when drink from or drawn from using containers. So basically they retain the purification status. Talked about this one. Let's see. Clamped warm up and cool down to minimum of 1, so we don't get into situations where if the player is out of food or water, the temperature does not shift. I'm freezing, and I don't have food or water, and I get into a warm environment, and I still keep freezing.
Yep.
Because of my food and water debuffs, like a food and water debuffs. Good. Let's see.
No build up mesh fix.
Yeah, this building piece now continue to affect navigation after taking damage. An optional percentage can be specified to remove navigation at a certain damage level if required. So yeah, damaged building pieces no longer lose their navigation block. This we talked about earlier with the pathment improving of the animals. Fix mismatch for orange-black cat trophies. Yeah, you have to kill an orange cat. Or you need to get an orange cat vestige to make the black cat trophy, and vice versa. It's now been fixed.
Sounds a bit awkward, but yes. Okay.
Fix crash related to pre-built structure cleanup, which occurred when attempting to clean up recorders that had ended recording already, and then crashing the game. Good. Another source of crashing removed.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Future content. New achievement, mushroom, swap. You're committing sand roof material and adding sand buildups on roofs. We'll talk about that one already.
Fishman.
Fishman volume pass, transport port volume pass, and various other mix balances, so audio. Fishman is going to be an NPC.
Yeah, probably is like a roaming fisherman that sort of maybe sells lures or something like that, which makes sense.
Or a trader which you can sell fish to.
That's also correct, because I did mention the fact that, there might be a trader where you could sell your vestiges to for, probably some form of monetary gain. So that's also probably going to be some of these traders to sell things to, not buy from, kind of thing.
Yeah. Making sure creatures who respawn as juveniles on death inherit their old genetics. I know, for example, Moa has such a talent.
Mm.
If it dies, you get a juvenile, which will
Yeah,
now inherit the genetics of the old one.
that's good. That is
Good,
good.
especially if you have a very if you have a Moa with very nice genetics, and then it
Yeah.
dies, at least you get a Juvie with the same
Well,
genetics.
that's the thing. That's the talent I mentioned, where
Yeah,
I really the reborn and ashes, whatever it was. So because yeah, that would be the. I want to keep this thing, and I know I'm not gonna Alt F4 my server. So you know,
yeah,
this is pretty much like I need this talent if I take it anywhere dangerous or decide to be something silly and don't build a platform for it to safely sit on, whilst I kill this big thing. So yeah.
yep.
But then the chainsaw and jackhammer are going to be running off of refined oil instead of the biofuel, which makes
Uh,
sense. It does mean that you do go a step up rather than down because, you know, biofuel is like a tier 3 or like
Tier
item.
3, yeah,
So it is basically like, yeah, now you need tier 5 to use tier 5 items, which makes perfect
makes
sense.
sense. So allowing oil to be transferred from all cans and barrels to chainsaws and jackhammers, like they did with the MXC fuel canister.
Uh-huh.
Adding deep ore mining drill oil, item setup, blueprints, recipe. So we'll get the biofuel ones, the electric ones, and we get the oil ones.
Indeed, but I'm just reading pig.
Hopefully they're gonna be like even bigger and faster.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming they should be pretty sizable. I mean, it is like an oil drill, a pump kind of thing, so I
yeah.
would imagine it to be quite big, one of those Texan-styled, big pumping up and down.
Oh,
I'm an
that
oil
is
baron
that's an
boy.
ore. That's an oil drill.
Yeah, an
This
oil
is
drill.
deep ore mining drills
But I would imagine it
powered
might
by
just be the
oil.
same thing. True, but I would. Oh, okay, powered by oil. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I see what you mean. Okay, so that's actually a new one.
yeah.
Yeah, so versus the electrical one, yeah,
And the
I'm assuming
biofuel.
the content should either be much bigger and the yield should be quicker.
Yeah,
Because it would be I know, but they have the oiling network, so you can
it
couple it up
yeah.
with the oil
But
pipes.
it's like a step up from the biofuel tier 3 to the
Yeah,
electric tier 4 to the oil in tier 5. So
yeah,
I
so
would
it should just
expect
be
it to be
better.
faster and have a bigger
More
inventory.
torque, more V8 engine goes brr. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
We need adding pig and piglet setup. So we will also be able to breed our own pigs
Mm,
with extra
I,
bacon.
yes, I don't care about the bacon, but I see pork shoulder, I see some pork chops, I see some beautiful rack of ribs, I see, yeah, no, slow cooked, yeah, no, full of the bone cutlets, maybe some ice bine, some some good food recipes come to mind. You
It's
know,
a
and
good
you can
thing
also have just
I've just
spit roasted
eaten.
pig.
Yeah.
You could have spit roasted pig as well. That'll do.
Oh,
So
it's a good
yeah,
thing I've already eaten, otherwise I would be getting hungry now.
yeah. I'm not gonna comment about that one because I mean, yeah, I need to eat less. But
So
yeah,
another achievement on Elysium, dying with maximum radiation modifier achievement.
yeah, basically killed by radiation. Yeah,
Uh,
that makes sense.
Adding a golden and black buffalo skin genetic variations.
Ooh, yeah,
There you
golden
go.
buffaloes are coming from like antelopes. You've got like you know, swart wildebeest or basically buffaloes, and you do
Hmm.
get golden buffaloes. There are rare like skin variations of it which do exist. So the black one is just pretty cool because black is, you know, better. So it's pretty cool.
The side quest for fish. Reduce the quest goal from 500 kilos to 200 kilos.
That is a lot of
So
fish, but yeah,
instead
it's
of
not.
250 fish, you only need to catch like 100 fish. Well, 50 fish.
I mean, there is
Mm.
a thing such as grinding, and at a certain
Yeah.
point, grinding is, you know, a little bit too much. So I
Well,
know you could.
if they also count the fish caught by traps,
Not too bad, true.
just plonk down a whole bunch of traps, you'll be there in no time.
Not correct, correct, but it would still be plonked down a whole bunch of traps in order to catch a large amount of fish. And if you've got the setup to catch 50 fish, then, you know, the only defining factor to catch 250 fish is time. And
Yeah.
sitting there wasting time grinding, fishing
Well, if it
isn't
takes
really
10
the most.
minutes versus 50 minutes, there's a
But
difference.
that's my point.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, at the very least, if it took half an hour, or if it took an hour to get the 500 kgs worth of fish, based upon whatever measurement you take, depending on whatever you have available, it would take half that amount, or probably less than half that time, to get to 200 kg.
Yeah,
Hence the point about it's not as grindy, which is always a good
exactly.
thing.
Yep, I totally agree. Oil cannot be crafted correctly and stores refined oil. Oil can. Ah,
Whoa, boy.
oil can now be crafted. Oil can cannot be crafted correctly and stores refined oil. Gotcha, gotcha.
Ah, but I'm reading drone fix. Fix an
Uh,
infinite loop.
yep. First, this one. Uranium rounds now deal more damage than their Tier 4 counterparts. So either send up uranium to gain, I don't know, currency or whatever, or use it to craft items like depleted uranium shells.
True, but you're just going to use them for the radiation rods, for the reactors, and all these
The
things. So
reactors, yes.
they're going to be, at least it's interesting that they do allow you to even make uranium rounds, which means it's going to be another, type of explosive or type of specialized bullets, which are
I'd
probably
say
going to be
armor piercing.
really damaging. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Uranium rounds are designed for armor piercing, so depleted uranium, but depleted uranium. So technically, it's supposed to be maybe spending the depleted fuel rods to turn those
So,
into ammunition usually.
yeah, use uranium to make rods, use them in the uranium reactor, and then when they run out, you use it to make to make uranium
Complete the
rounds.
runs, yeah. Yeah, basically. I would imagine that to be something that would be,
Would be a nice intermittent step, though. I'm not
yeah, it would
sure
be.
if it's going to work this way. I might actually
Uh,
pitch it in Discord.
well, like I said, I mean, unless you're going to just build a big bunker with your uranium rods like humans do, which is, making good, treasure hunting locations for, decades future people that have no idea what was buried there in the past.
Well, I mean, game logic is everything you throw on the ground despawns in 5 minutes. So,
Eh, true. But realistically, it is usually part of the whole ecosystem because nuclear waste is part of the calculation. So it takes some management because I think there was like the thing about them polluting rivers and stuff like that. So it, inside the
not
game
on
as well, 'cause they
Icarus.
give you like I think so. There was the river
No.
interface that they had like, oh, you had like the pumps and things. So yet again, maybe there would be mutational effects on the fish or, these types of stuff that could be introduced if you just said, well, yeah, just, chuck the rods into the pond. That's
Yeah,
fine.
then I mean, you'll have uranium veins.
Hmm.
So then they would. I don't think so. Wow. Drone fix infinite loop where if more than three drones explode in the same vicinity will cause an infinite loop. Let's hope it's just an audio loop and not a loot loop. Because
Well,
drones
or,
will drop
or
electronics. Or
Or
chance of
imagine your
dropping electronics.
frames if there was constant, like, infinitely looping explosions would probably trigger more
Oh
explosions,
yeah.
which is more and more and more. Yeah, okay. Oh,
Oh yeah,
crash. So, yes.
absolutely. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Item Spawnling Lantern, Sinew Lure, and Backpack Sinew Weave. I think, looking at Sinew, I believe it's mentioned at some point as a Sand Worm Queen boss material. So you get a backpack, a lure, and a lantern. Okay. Remove spoiled plant requirement from wood compost. Replace it with tree sap. Yeah, you need items to build an item. To make that item, you need to build an item. Yeah, I can understand. Slow down the rate at which crude oil refiner refines by 75%. Apparently it was way too fast, so now it's going to be very slow.
Makes sense. There should be some time-gated things, and you
Yeah,
can't just have all the resources readily available. It
yeah.
is like currently making what's the thing that takes currently the longest to craft, like concrete? No, there's something else that probably takes long. I mean, certain things that you need lots of do take
Yeah.
a lot of time to craft, so you could do some
Yeah,
other things.
imagine like running the refiner for a minute and then end up with like 1,000,000 gallons of
Yeah,
oil. Nah.
exactly. Yeah, so it's about, portioning your access to a certain resource.
Reduce polymer recipe durations by between 90 and 75%. So I read this as polymerizer crafting is going to be faster. Reduce the recipe duration. So it's going to be crafting faster. Okay. Fix an issue where drones would sometimes get cleaned up before they exploded and spawned loot back. So you're fighting them drones and then you don't get anything from it? I'm glad they fixed that.
It's not nice to put effort into something and get nothing in return, so
Yeah.
yes.
Reconfigured Storka, Orca and Tundra Monkey carcasses to be carryable. So the Storka and Orca can't be that big then, if you will be able to carry them.
Yeah, it depends if it's the adult or the juvenile.
True, however, I don't think you can carry any juvenile at the moment. You can only carry the adults, if they're not too big.
Fair point. Fair point, but remember they were talking about, oh yeah, let's pick up a chicken and move the chicken. Oh, let me pick up the
Yeah.
wolf and move the wolf. And let me pick up
True,
this cow. Oh shit, I can't pick up the cow. It's a 2-ton animal. Okay. I can pick up the calf because yes, it's in the wrong place. I need to go move him into the pen or whatever have you. So
True,
it's
true.
possible.
Yeah, the gold and black buffalo skins are going to be legendary skins.
Nice, nice. Hopefully they are rare, which is good. I mean,
Yeah, they're
small
legendary,
race-
so yeah, they shouldn't be that common.
Well, have you played Diablo before?
Nope.
Especially Diablo 3, where at a certain point it's like, oh, there's a legendary. Oh, there's a legendary. Oh, there's 5 legendaries. Oh, wow, legendaries all over the place. Wow, legendary this, legendary that. And if legendary is so common, then it ain't a legendary. That's just the way it is. It's supposed to be
No,
rare,
I haven't. But yeah,
very odd occasion.
legendary
So
should be rare indeed.
that is the thing. So
Another achievement, build ice structures. Build ice structure,
yeah.
currently 16 pieces on the same grid. Nail gun, the tier 5 repair hammer. Now requires a power bank and not biofuel for its recipes.
Okay.
Power bank, by the way, also going to be a new item, crafting item. Fix mushrooms clipping. So the swamp biome. Also, if you look at the store page for Days Horizons, you'll see a swamp, not with trees, but with mushrooms, very big mushrooms. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting new environment. Add the snow chunks to the Arctic and the tundra. Good, so you can actually harvest ice there. Elysium achievement. Jackhammer hit foxhole, chainsaw hit tree. So basically use it once.
Pretty much, which is a bit of a, I mean, if it was something funny, like using a chainsaw to kill a bear, or, using a jackhammer to kill a bird, I don't know, something, it's...
While you'll have achievements for kill creature with uranium ammo, find Eden, Tesla coil or flame turret, kill an enemy. So yeah, there are those as well.
Okay, I see those.
Added new corrosive modifier state to sulfur worm attacks. Corrosive is like gonna eat away your armor or something.
Yeah, probably does a lot of armor damage, so you don't want to get hit by it, basically. So it makes sense. I mean, currently it's just like, I'll take a punch in the face. I'll just use an armor repair bench because it takes forever. It doesn't take, even if you fight the whatever Gargantuan, it's not like we take a lot of armor damage. Usually if you're out in the storms, often that you would take a lot more armor damage. So if you suddenly get spat on by like a sulfur worm and it takes like half your armor damage and you almost lose your armor set, and that's another mechanic you have to be concerned about.
Fighting the Rime Tusk, I've done that a couple of times this week. This one time, I went in with a fully repaired Arctic survival armor, and at the end of the fight, it was down to like 39% or so. He did do quite a lot of damage to my armor. Either he or the Vespers. But yeah. Adjusting hazmat suits to only protect 75% of radiation, capping all radiation resistance at 75%. So you won't be able to make a 100% radiation resistance build. You will always take some radiation damage.
Makes sense.
Increase lithium tool power cost from 100 to 150. Adding industrial floor and stairs to the tier 4 territory. By feature lock to danger horizons. Cool. Uranium nodes will spawn via meteor events if less than 5 are active at one time. So you'll have like your 3 exotics veins and up to 5 uranium nodes. The same if you mine out one fully, the next meteor event will respawn a new one. So this does mean we will have like up to 8 meta, spawns in Elysium, 3 for exotics and 5 for uranium.
Remember, uranium is going to be used in recipes planetside, not only being a currency. So yes, we will need a lot more of it than the others, because we don't use the others unless we're basically converting stuff. So makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Just hopefully we have some good spawns.
So you clean uranium in the centrifuge. You need a water connection. And you will, per uranium thingy, you will get 10 inert uranium. Upped it to 10 instead of 2. Pigs and piglets trophies. Added full damage reduction modifier for the carbon weave backpack. You now have the speed aura icon. Bottom left, you also get the full damage reduction icon. Radioactive bed nest. They're gonna take you. You're gonna take your normal damage, but you're also gonna take radiation damage, radiation buildup. Yikes! You're gonna need some potions for that.
It's just unless they don't hit you. I mean, using a shotgun at range usually should be pretty effective versus a radiated Vesper nest. It really depends on how, well, a bat nest in this case, but potato.
Use a shotgun at range. Right, shotgun is short range weapon, but yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, but it's explosive bullets plus little fragile birds equals
legendary flamethrower, the long range one.
Yeah, I would probably just, if I had a choice, I would. Yeah, I mean, it did pretty well versus the ram tusk, so yeah. I mean, we'll do.
And the Vespers, very well against Vespers.
Well, like I said, yeah, that's the point. I'm comparing it to the Vespers. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm basically, it's a flying bat. If you took a look close to it. So yeah, but anyway.
Uranium extraction times update. This is a little bit quicker. 35 seconds per uranium instead of 45.
Uranium will turn off when players are more than 2,000 units away. Now, how much is a unit actually? Do we know? Do we know what a measurable is? That like a unit is equal to one building wall? That's a unit.
So if you on the map hover over a beacon, it'll tell you how far away it is.
Oh, is it?
In meters.
Okay. All right. So that's meters basically. Okay. All right.
I'm not sure 2,000 units will be 2,000 meters. Because for the exotics extractors, what you do is you plonk it down and you run away.
Yeah.
If you're animals only spawn around the player, so you're away from the extractor and no animals spawn there. Even better, if you're more than 1,000 meters away, it like unloads the tile. So there's nothing going to happen there anymore, but the extractor is still okay. Still continues to extract. That way you can keep your extractors safe. You don't have to stay there and defend them. Uranium collectors is going to be different. Apparently you will have to stay around there and defend them.
Well, how far is 2,000 units?
True.
That's the question.
That's something we'll have
2,000
to test. So
if 2,000
put
units is 2 kilometers, and 2 kilometers is practically, you know, from where our base is on
2 kilometers is like two map tiles away.
Okay, so that's not far at all.
So, but 2 kilometers means like you can stay between 1 and 2 kilometers away from the extractor. It will be unloaded from memory because you're more than 1,000 meters away, but still be active because you're within 2,000 meters. So yeah, but I don't think it's gonna work that way because then it has no point.
It's a shame.
So I guess the uranium will work as exotics, not like the typical ore veins that's limited. No, it will work as exotics indeed, Josh. It'll basically be a meta spawn, like exotics. So yes, it will only have a certain set amount in it. You mine it till it's empty, and then you pick up the stuff and you go find yourself the next one.
Yeah, that's if you need more or if you want to stockpile. But yeah, do we know or do we suspect that they're going to be using it as a currency as well, or only planet side for crafting?
It did say you had to choose whether you want to use it as a crafting material or send it up to space.
Yeah. That's what I thought, because that's, I mean, yet again, that means it's got 2 sources, and you would realistically need to proportion it, or you probably need to, because you don't have the technology maybe on, like, planet side to refine it into uranium rods or something, I don't know, and then you bring it back. We'll see.
Let me see if I can quickly find it.
Okay. Yeah, I recall that it was basically a dual purpose to it, so it does mean that you do need to consider how you use it. And
yeah, a new rare resource uranium, which must be split between usable depleted ingots and valuable rods wanted back in orbit.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh, you're actually going to refine it, and then that becomes the currency. That's also interesting.
Like the red exotics, you have to put in an organic residue cleanser.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah, that is correct. Forgot about that. Correct.
The collector will spawn creatures which will attack it while active. So it's like actually gonna spawn in. So basically, like when you do a radar scan, it spawns in creatures attacking the radar. The uranium collector will have the same. It will spawn in creatures attacking the collector. So you'll have to stay around and defend it. Bumping up the minimum of exotic spawns on Elysium to cater for the increase in guaranteed uranium nodes. Well, this guaranteed 5. Does this mean if there is gonna be, or is it gonna be like 5 guaranteed, but you get like 7 spawns, 8 spawns with a guaranteed 5, but up to 8 uranium and 0 to 3 exotics, for example? Because it said a guaranteed at least 5, so it could be more. So you could end up with like only uranium and no exotics. And it's only gonna... no, it didn't say guaranteed at least 5. It said if there's less than 5, it's gonna trigger a respawn during meteor event. So yeah, I would say at least 5, 5 guaranteed. So think like how you have on Prometheus, at least 1, but up to 3 reds, and 0 to 2 purple. We might have the same, at least 5, but then like up to 7 or 8 or so uranium, and then the rest exotics. This is how I read this. The increase in guaranteed uranium nodes. We'll have to wait and see. And laser pistol damage got increased by 50%. It now does 150 damage. We're gonna get Norx agents. Adding new NPC to Eden who trades biomass for creature parts. So not creature parts for biomass. So it's not gonna act like an organic residue cleanser, but the other way around. Biomass for creature parts. And this is why I was thinking, like maybe this is a way to get the Great Hunt boss items on Elysium. So we can like build all the trophies on Elysium. And
Okay.
also all the like attachments and modules, etc.
No, but you see, it says they're adding NPC who trades, who gives you biomass for creature parts. Creature parts being heads of animals equals vestiges.
Vestiges
That's
or like the frozen wool of the
yeah,
Ruimtusk armor
true.
shards,
Could be,
etc.
could be. But he gives you the biomass, not you give him biomass,
Nah,
and
if
he gives you.
biomass for creature
I mean,
parts, that
he trades.
way, yeah, I don't know.
I'm reading it the other way around.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yep.
I'm reading it the other way around because it's like, yeah, they're adding an NPC who will trade you biomass for creature parts, and you're reading who trades biomass, like you give him biomass for creature parts.
Yeah.
And your way of doing it, I think, makes little sense. I think, personally speaking. I mean, I understand that you wanted the big and shinies, but if you wanted the big and shinies, you need to go take gun and shoot big and big and shiny.
There are
So.
no Great Hunt
I
bosses
know.
on
Yes,
Elysium.
you can't have everything. That's just it.
But
You
I
can't have a head of a mammoth on a map where
yeah.
there ain't no big ass mammoths. That's just
But
the way
I
it is.
also know that they were looking into methods of getting those animal parts on other maps.
You don't need it. You don't need it. It's like you don't.
Maybe
Like
not the
no.
vestiges, but there are these attachments for your tools and or weapons, which
Yes,
requires
that's correct.
the animal parts, the Great Hunt boss animal parts.
That's correct, but you don't get the privilege of using per set item on a particular map because the boss just doesn't spawn. That is just the whole end of the full. That's the start, the middle, and the end of that whole story. That's my opinion, though. I know that you want
True.
it, and
Nah,
it makes sense, but
not
I
like
don't think so.
if they don't do it, they don't do it. But it would be nice, and I know for a fact that they are working on methods of getting that done. So,
Perfect.
with
I
that
just think,
knowledge in mind, I'm reading this as like you give him biomass,
uh-huh.
and like for example,
Wish,
you kill
wish I'm
100
thinking.
sandworms, you make a lot of biomass, and then you give it to the trader, and he then gives
Uh-huh.
you.
I just think that it's basically you have a vestige that at a certain point which you have no purpose for anymore. So in order to give you a reason to well, technically you get biomass already from killing the boss monster, so technically
Yeah.
that is the incentive. So having more given to you doesn't make that much sense. But for some reason, but we can move on. But I think it's basically yes. My way of thinking, the way that it's going to work, is going to be the correct in the way that it's going to be given. However, I understand also that I could be misreading it, and as you
Hmm.
explained, they are thinking of doing ways of doing the thing that you mentioned. However, I find it implausible that a small trader has come across the head of the icebreaker or the massive other thing or the gargantuan sort of
Unless
vestige
he's part of
or
some bigger organization, like Norix,
true.
for example.
You know, could be. I mean, it could also be a really rare spawn that maybe it does both. Maybe the one actually just is the more common one that will just take the heads and just thank you very much. Here's biomass. Thank you very much. Here's some biomass. And then there's
Yeah,
a
but
rarer
then
one that
then
says, "Oh,
like
I found something very cool, but it's going to cost you 500 biomass for this head." So, oh
eh,
wow.
I mean,
It's fine.
what? You're gonna go out and you kill a whole bunch of rabbits, you grab the vestiges, and you go to the trader that says, hey, here's these worthless rabbit heads, now give me this
Yeah.
precious biomass.
Yes, that's correct. And then I could buy the massive scorpion-infused flamethrowers and javelin bolts and rail guns and sniper this and all these cool things because I hunted rabbit heads. No, no,
Exactly.
no. It's a fair point, but it probably depends on the ratio. It probably is going to give you more
True,
and less.
true.
But like I did sort of catch myself in a clause there where it's like you already get biomass and by processing the parts, so you don't even need to. I mean, it's just a vestige thing. But yeah, maybe this is the method you're referring to that
Yeah.
gives you access to like the other vestiges. So it could be, and I'm completely wrong.
Yeah.
So that's. But moving on.
Yours is in the Horizon store page. See pictures of sugar canes. At the moment, I don't have that in the wilderness, only in workshop packages. That's correct. The only way to get sugarcane currently is growing it yourself. You will not find it in the wild. So either you get the seeds from the workshop or you get seeds as a reward for Simple Quest.
Yeah.
It might very well be that they will be in the wild in Elysium, like sugarcane, banana, and there are more new plants there. I think in the wild, like Kumara or something, which you can currently only grow from seed packs.
And I do think it's going
You
to be
can
a
get
lot
from
more.
sample 3. Oh yeah, you can.
I do think it's going to be more lush environments because, certain things might sound more dense. I think their forest or forest biomes are going to be more like jungle biomes rather than and like semi-marsh swamp type of, not being the swamps that we're familiar with, but even more lush, densely packed
Oh yeah.
kind of swamps.
I
Good
mean,
position.
all you need to do is take a look at the store page and the pictures there.
I haven't taken
I've
a look
seen the
yet.
pictures there, and then yeah, there's very nice environments. Also the eerie swamp, mushroom swamps, and the very desolate geothermal areas, etc.
Hmm.
Looks like a concrete full door in picture 4. Yeah, that's for one of the quests actually, Joes. For one of the storyline quests. Carbon weave backpack now provides full damage reduction or soldier NPC. Hit reacts for them. So we have swamp, forest, arctic, volcanic, and deserts. Mixture of all current 3 maps. Yes, that's what it looks like. And also like the geothermal, I don't think it's considered a desert. So I think we're gonna have like at least 5 biomes in Elysium.
Which is nice, diversity and all that.
Yeah. Backrat chew talent. So backrat means like carry a lot.
Yep,
On
usually
the chew.
efficient packing as well. So
So the chew
maybe
indeed like
wait for the actual.
slow and strong mount. But with the packrat you can carry more items, more slots.
Yeah, probably that's either going to be more slots or less carrying weight. Obviously, I'm just trying to think because pack rack talents usually is like, oh yeah, you can usually because usually have like ox, something, which is usually like you can carry more, but pack rack is usually like, oh yeah, the items take up less space. So yeah,
So yeah, not really a weight, but more a slot.
could be
Yeah.
yeah.
Lithium ingots.
Hmm.
Update artiset for Skulk, Stalker, and Gribbler carry positions. So yes, Stalker was going to be carrying on the shoulders because there was a recipe for it in the scanning bench. So, like currently, if you have a wolf on your shoulders, you jump, it shifts in front of your eyes. Good luck with your bunny hop if you're carrying a wolf.
Yeah, and there was also something
yeah.
else. I remember when we picked up no, we can't pick up the black wolf. So yeah.
No. Max Elysium Bestiary completed achievement. Try damage mission NPC achievement. Slinger through bestiary. Drone spawner, destroy drone spawner with sledgehammer achievement on Elysium. Yeah, and I've seen in the Nulls, no, not Nulls, in the Great Hunt mission on Prometheus, destroying building pieces with a sledgehammer. Very, very, very efficient. to destroy enzyme dispersion unit. Hit it with a pickaxe, you need to hit it like 100 times versus 4 hits with a sledgehammer.
So a lot better because that's what they did introduce. We still haven't tested it on the Garganton layers.
True. If you don't forget, I'll check it in subsequent gameplay. Mined with mining laser achievement. Removed reference to temp prickly pear from the red quad. Prickly pear is going to be one of the new fruits in Elysium, or at least that's how it was posed in earlier feature content patch notes. Added 2 extra deep mining spawns into mini crevasses. Moved 1 away from a new cave entrance in the tundra. Mini crevasses. With a deep ore on the bottom. Interesting. Sand backpack is now shown on the charging device when charging, so he's gonna have some kind of active buff. Elysium 5. Fixed issue where if you got up to the final quest step and then ran away from the fight, boss would not respawn on reload. Oops. Yeah, there you go. By the way, you remember when we were talking about Homestead update last week? It's going to be a free update.
Yeah.
Adding new
nice.
blueprints for items that are part of the free Homestead update.
Nice.
So we're gonna all get all the new and fancy stuff from the Homestead update. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it adds an expansion of a certain area, which was the husbandry type of stuff, I would imagine. So, it's going to be difficult to sort of segregate it. So I would presume some of it, if not all of it, I mean, some of it might be sort of behind the other main game because of resources or something that's like only going to be available. I have no idea. We'll see.
Elysium achievement added missing convert.json file. Sorry.
So you have a game crash, and then it's like, yes, you've crashed the game. Congratulations.
So there is a convert.json file missing by design. You have to manually add it. Then you get an achievement for it. Sorry. Why not just fix the missing convert.json file? Okay.
No, but it's way too easy. You have to make it difficult.
Yeah. Well, it caught my eye and was okay. Repair with nailgun achievement. Reducing lithium wood to natural resources from 0.5 to 0.25. Lithium wood, okay. Adjusting grain NPC purchase price from 100 to 5 to 200 to 5. How do you read this, Karel? Is the NPC gonna buy grain or sell grain?
Yeah, that's the question. It says purchase price. So basically, you can buy grain from him.
I would say the other way around.
Now, which means you're adjusting the NPC purchase price from 500 to 5.
I would read this the other way around. I would read this as the NPC is gonna buy grain. Yeah, from 100 grain for 5 rand to 250 grain for 5 rand.
But it says, okay, it just says adjusting. It doesn't say increasing it. So yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, so I mean,
hey, chicken.
Like I said, yeah, you're exactly like you said. Yeah, you're selling him the product of the planet, and he's giving you rent for it. No, exactly. That's what I agree with. Yeah, that's definitely what I agree with. But not like you're gonna give him rent and he's gonna sell you grain. I mean, there's no point to that. It's like, yeah, you have a farm because husbandry is as a coupling into mass farming stuff. I don't know.
No, husbandry is more for breeding animals. But this is for your farming. Your farming will become more interesting then.
Exactly, yeah, because you'll have a lot of more meat, for example, and maybe they're going to bring in pork chops and pork ribs and lamb shanks and lamb chops. And,
yeah, but like this will give you a reason to use the farming cart to mass produce grain.
True, exactly. That's my point. Yeah, it becomes more of a farming, thing than it is just, oh yeah, I'll have one or two planters just for when I want to use it.
Yeah,
It's like,
just for
yeah,
the seed animal food.
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah. So I definitely agree there. But yeah.
Let's see what else. Remove lootify from carrier drone so it doesn't spawn a drone drop loot bag. We'll revisit them. How to get lambs and chicks? I heard you haven't added breeding yet. So you no longer can get sheep and chicken from the workshop. You now get the lamb and the chick. Then you have to raise them to adulthood, claim them, and then they'll start producing resources. The same way you get a cow from the workshop, raise it to a cow, claim it, and then it'll start producing milk. So they brought it in line. And let's see, adding flash sack floater, bestiary image. Okay, so we have the one from the swamp, we have the one from the volcanic. Now we get a new one, flash sack. Okay. See any other interesting stuff? Swapping genetics display to use the new graph-based system. Okay. Well, we haven't seen the old variant anyway. Let's see. Updating storage 6 base. Storage yours. Yeah. So the pre-built base for the Elysium's storyline quest number 6. Updating the pre-built base. One of the reasons I don't play the closed beta. Like, it's only gonna confuse me when it goes live and there's all things changed. No, the 6th storyline quest. Yeah, it's gonna be like 7 or so quests, storyline quests. This is the pre-built base for the 6th out of 7.
You like one of the bullet points, not that far below that one. I mean, you can read the ones in between, but it says swapping the genetic display to use a new graph-based system.
Yeah, I mentioned
that
this one already. Yeah, but yeah, we don't know what the previous one was though.
Yeah, no, true. Yeah, correct. But it is like, okay, yeah, well, graphs. I mean,
I do
technically
like
anyway,
graphs
it
definitely.
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like you said, depends on how it's presented. But yeah.
Yeah, indeed, I do like my graphs.
Yeah. So whereabouts are we then?
Yeah, from there down, I was just answering a question from chat. Increasing gestation period for most available creatures. Halving the movement speed boost provided by genetic values. I was aiming for a mower, which would be like running faster than the wind.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. I think there is a limit, but like I said, it might just depend on. I mean, obviously, if it's too powerful, you would always want it. I mean, you probably always want speed boost because it's useful on everything except the mower. Like I said, there's varying degrees. It depends if it's a flat buff or a percentage buff.
Well,
exactly how it's going to go. But like I said, we haven't gotten that much more insight towards it. I do think it's going to be a flat buff, but like a base modifier, and therefore it will still be better on like the buffalo and stuff like that. So they
where the
probably want to
effect
keep the
would be
same
smaller.
system. Well, if it's
Well,
flat based, it would be
yeah, true. It
bigger
will,
on
yeah.
the
It will
yeah, it
relatively
would be the
speaking bigger.
opposite.
You're right. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah. So it depends on what they're thinking about, and the fact that they're halving the movement speed boost either means that their base was too big, like 500, which does mean that you have a buffalo of a base of 500 suddenly doing 1,000. Yeah, that's a little bit, Speedy Gonzalez and a buffalo. So, and if it is basically halving that to like 250, yeah, adding 250 base speed to a buffalo would actually do a significant amount, because that means
Mm.
you'll probably outpace, my mower that isn't, remember when we ran on the other map, it's like, yeah, your buffalo was pretty much catching up
Yeah.
pretty consistently. So yeah, it really just depends, but it's not that it basically, without a reference on what the upper values were, it's, not a big
True.
issue.
True.
It does mean that they're balancing it, which is good.
Oh yeah. And yeah, speed for me is most important on a MOA, where because I use MOA for running around quick, and I lose a
Sure.
buffalo to haul freight.
Yeah.
Of course, it's nice if the buffalo is fast, and I will always put speed talents on the buffalo as
Yes.
well.
But like I said, it's just, I
But
do think there's going to be a ratio, and I do think it should be a flat
yeah,
buff, not a percentage buff, because you don't need more speed on. I mean, you can have more speed, there will be, but like I mentioned, at a certain point, it would be too fast. So yeah,
yeah, and then you'll be running off a cliff before you realize there was a
yeah,
cliff popping up at the horizon. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And you
So
get like the cartoon-esque things like you run off and then you realize, oops, there was a cliff here, and I cheek, go straight down.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mower is still running in the air, and then like, oh no, I'm falling
Exactly.
on. Pretty much, yes. It would be pretty comedical, but yeah, I would say we'll have to see. You know.
Adding new genetic lineages for creatures provide progressive
Mm.
stat increases as they grow, but they come with a downside. So progressive stat
Mm.
increase as they grow.
Mm.
That's
That's very
interesting.
interesting.
But
Yeah,
what
because
is going to be the downside then? Now
here
I
we
want to
go.
know.
Yeah, no, but here, so basically, a genetic lineage might be something like a unique genetic trait on a creature. For example, double muscle growth. For example, you do get certain bulls which have twice the muscle density. It's a very unique genetic mutation in a certain cattle, and consequently, those things are beasts. They could freaking, good luck stopping that thing, because it's pretty much a tank made
Yeah,
out of flesh. But on the flip side, they're not very agile, so their
true,
speed is
true.
probably not going to be as much. So as they level up, I presume on different trait levels, like level 1 through level 3, which usually is, oh yeah, you have a level 1 speed buff or a level 4 speed buff, kind of like trait level, which is another, because you would have to genetically breed a level 1 double muscle thing with another generic, like what you could imagine the star breeding as it was in Valheim, where you had like a
Mm-hmm.
2-star or a 3-star that you had to breed with other stars in order to get, that whole system.
Yeah,
So yes, the higher it is, the more exponential that one trait becomes. However, you can't always just give positives. There has to be some negative, and at least that
to
some
balance it
negative
out.
would.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it would basically be like, oh yeah, we'd want to maybe get a good base speed, trait with this talent or this unique modification or genetic trait at a high level in order to balance the two out. But then at the balancing point, you have triple or double the carrying capacity kind of thing. So
Yeah,
that
like
type of
a stat increase for
but
one stat, but a
yeah.
decrease in another stat.
Exactly, but it is a genetic trait. So there would be like, you've got like, what's it called? Mentally challenged or something like that, where your strength becomes strong as well and your mental fortitude was less. So there's a lot of games that play
Yeah.
in with both positive and negative effects for certain attributes.
So,
And
for example, your speed will increase when your mower levels, but your carry weight, carry
with
capacity will decrease.
exactly, so
Yeah.
like Hollow Bones level 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's lighter, he's faster, but obviously he takes a lot more fall damage, or
Yeah.
is more brittle, or gets colder, or like I said, there's a lot
Mm.
of these, or like Careless or some, I don't know. So it's like, oh, more aerodynamic, but then freezes his butt off when it's anything more than a little breeze is going around. So yeah, there's going to be very interesting things, and then those are going to be there to also throw like a cog into the works, to also add in, well, you have to kind of balance these traits and the genetic levels, and what level was the good one, and all these kinds of things,
Yeah.
which is nice. Adds complexity.
Update and separated out the genetic event updates. They're definitely
Hmm.
working on the whole husbandry there. Soldier NPC autonomous spawner. So in Elysium, you're walking around and all of a sudden this soldier pops out from behind a tree and starts shooting at you. Or pops out of being crouched, even worse. Yeah. Add a new deployable for marking NPC spawn locations in pre-built structures. Okay. New deployable. So will this be then scripted NPC spawns? Like, hey, there's this pre-built structure,
Probably like a
this
base.
building here at this base here, and then you can pop down a cheap deployable there stating like, hey, watch out, there's always going to be NPC spawning here. So, you know, stay away.
That's a good. I mean, like I said, in Valheim you had the spawners that you sort of kept alive in order to go farm them eventually for the materials or for the resources. So, yeah, I would imagine similar processes or events.
Hey, at least soldiers are lootable.
I would hope so.
NPC's chef in Eden now sells items for Ren. So you can't sell items to him. No, he sells you items for Ren. Okay. Depends on what kind of items. Food items you can't make because you don't have the ingredients. They better be very good items then.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be like stim or workshop food packs or bio rations or MREs or who knows.
But if it's workshop obtainable, you could as well get it from the workshop.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Fair point. Fair point.
Also sells for Ren. I say up until now you only use Ren in the workshop.
Correct.
This brings the Ren usage, not acquiring, because you already got it from missions and stuff, but the usage, it brings it to the planet. Interesting.
Which is which makes sense because it's more of a currency. So it's like, here's my debit card, just swipe, swipe, swipe. You know, ching, ching, ching.
Yeah, MC's chef's shop in Eden. Yeah, a deployable Sand Queen throne and deployable Sinew standing target bag. This is why I think this Sinew thing is going to be a boss item for the Worm Queen, Sand Queen. Updating fishing NPC. Fishing and farming NPCs will now spawn in Eden. Yeah, adding the NPC who trades fish for Ren. Again. Who is giving the fish and who is giving the Ren?
This guy, he's the fisher, so technically, usually he would have fish, and then you would buy it for Ren. That's a good point, but it could also be the opposite way around because he's the fishing NPC and he's the quest giver. Please go fish for me, and I'll give you money. I don't know. It could be both.
Yeah, the same here. An NPC who trades crops for Ren.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I know. But that one I would definitely say is that we don't.
I would say this: you give crops, crops, you get a Ren.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. Yes, but fish. I mean, I haven't played. I mean,
so the wording and the order of the words like trades crops for Ren. So you're not gonna keep on buying a grain. No, you're gonna like.
Give him Ren.
Give him once and then plant Ren, or just get the seed pack. So I would say this trades crops for Ren means you give him crops, you get Ren.
Correct.
So trades fish for Ren, you give fish, you get Ren.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So yours thinks it's the other way around. You pay with Ren, and you get fish.
And I agree with Josh as well because yes, I agree. It's like the NPC quest giver. It's like, hi there, adventurer. Yes, hi, come, please, go and fish. I shall give you gold. There we go. Thank you.
The NPC gives you fish for Ren. If it would be worded like then, gives fish for Ren.
It's just
then yes, but now it's trades. I don't know. I would say you give him fish, you get a Ren. That would make more sense to me.
Yeah, like I said, that's one way of doing it. Definitely, yes. And a fisherman can also sell you fish. It's like, the fisherman has gone out fishing. I don't want to fish. I don't want to fish for the fish. I want to just give a guy a Ren.
Yeah, but if it's a fish trader, on the other hand,
hey,
I'm not going to spend time fishing. I have people who fish for me.
The truth. but it could also be the broker, to the sense of, oh yeah, I have this guy that fishes for me. Oh, you want the fish? Okay, give me a Ren. Oh, you want
True,
to
true.
sell me that fish? Okay, here's some Ren. So it's like,
Yeah.
yes, I have big fish, I have
But
small
yeah,
fish, I have
indeed, Jos.
rare
Time
fish.
will tell. We'll have to wait for Elysium to drop before we can say this with any degree
Exactly,
of certainty.
exactly.
Adding new genetics talent tree for Homestead. Um,
And
so Homestead might be the Homestead update might be the husbandry. And this was actually what I was talking about last week as well. Like husbandry talent tree, will this be extended by talents for the actual husbandry? In which case, can we please get some extra talent points? Level cap increase.
maybe.
Adding and implementing stats for creatures, genetics, and husbandry, etc., etc. Station speed, genetic mutation chance, cosmetic mutation chance, twin birth chance,
Ooh, that's nice.
better wild creature genetics. This looks like a talent on the player. Chance for rare wild creature cosmetics. Looks like a talent for the player.
Interesting. Well, I do like the twin birth chance kind of thing. That's pretty cool. So for like genetic, producing twice the bang for buck kind of thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's probably like a trait. I'm assuming that's like a trait, like a talent, like a genetic husbandry. Yeah, so it's like a genetics is what they're referring to it, but it is like fertilization recovery speed. Yeah, so there's probably like a little bit of a trade-off with that one. And
So yeah,
twin birth, for example, would be like, oh yeah, you can give a better chance of having twin spawns, but then your recovery time is longer, or because it takes more energy or something. So yeah, could also be.
so I would say this is going to be talents.
Could also be. I mean, it could be indeed like an expansion on the husbandry tree, but be
Huh?
already short on talent points unless you want to
Yeah.
be super focused on it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is.
Joe says we already got 13 extra talents from missions. Yeah, but on our current characters
Never
they're
enough.
already used. All the new
Yeah,
stuff, I hope for a higher level cap due to tier 5 stuff. Well, tier 5 stuff is more blueprints. You have unlimited
well, we
blueprints
have lots. Yeah.
anyway. So you don't really need talents for blueprints.
But I'm
More
assuming there will
for...
be more talents. The typical 2 or 3 that you would get for completing the main story, as it was already what you get
Yeah.
for the existing expansions. But obviously, more would be nicer.
But yeah, that does
Who knows?
indeed
Maybe they would get
mean...
the NPCs to sell us talent points. Ooh. No, I'm just joking.
But it does mean that you might want to create a character specifically fully talented into whole genetics and husbandry and stuff. Especially if you can unclaim mounts. So with your specialized character, you like breed animals. You get to like the highest level, and then you unclaim it, and you claim it with your normal character.
No, like I said, it's already coupled to your character, I would believe. Like I said, if you had 0 talents in husbandry and you literally logged and you respect all of your points top side, and you had like, you removed a bunch of talents and you put them all into the best stats kind of things, and you went to go look at your stats on the mount, then they would suddenly reflect those stats. So if they change that as well to break it away
Yeah,
from that
don't
coupling, then
forget
it's
these
true.
stats are gonna be dependent on genetic levels.
That's just true. Like I said, it might be, it might not be. I have no idea. We'll see. Yes, definitely. All right, moving on.
And also forget when you like if you get what I mean, like talents for concrete, which is tier 4. Oh yeah, like the cheaper crafting and lighter carry, the decreased carry weight. True, true. Maybe we'll see. Adding explicit clamps to gene generation, so no wild or combined values can fall below 0 or above 10. So basically put hard limits
Yep.
in.
Yep.
Yeah, with the creature and taming things they're adding, we need more talent points. I totally agree, yeah. Well, need. it would be very, very nice to get. Let's put it that way.
We can always use more talent points.
Achievements, Ride a Raptor. Elysium 6 storyline soldier spawns will spawn stationary and only move to player if they have a valid path. So they will be coming at you. Fix issue where the soldier NPCs were not tracing to the player's head point when shooting, even though they look like they had.
Storm Soldier syndrome, but yeah.
Let's see. Adding third version of the NPC dialogue voice processing, more distorted. Takes away more voice character, which could help for multiple enemy voices. Okay. 10 times spawn weight in Licious Swamp for better control. Animal spawn. Increase density to allow for gas flyer soakage. Oh wow. So you might have with like 100 of those things all swarming around. That's going to be annoying to navigate your way through. Constantly being bombarded there. Also swap the scout drone for a carrier in the swamp. Well, swamp is not going to be a nice place to be, I think.
Yeah, challenging. It's good.
True. Okay. Let's see. Aiden NPCs. Add a functionality to event class of the Norex Hunter, Farmer, Fisher. So we will get like at least 4 NPCs in Eden. Okay, let's quickly check what else we have. Bull talent tree has been set up. Homestead DLC icon. Adjustments to linear stats, adding new curves every 2, every 5, inversion double. Adding new stout lineage. Okay. Gestation progress now resets after giving birth. Oh, reverted base lithium tool power per use back to 100 from 150. Apparently it did use a bit too much power.
Yeah.
Oh, genetic lineage stat bonuses reduced by 5. Stat bonuses are now gained every 5 levels instead of every level. Gotcha. Increase the soldier healing range from 1500 to 3500. Yeah, there's not going to be meters. Those units is not going to be meters. 3.5 clicks healing range? Yeah, that's a bit much. Let's see. Add bull saddle and update the saddle and mind data table so you will be able to ride the bull. There's your tank. Updated sheep and ram carry animation poses. And corpse animation blueprint. Let's hope it's the carry for the live sheep and ram. You're setting up the bull as a mount. I'll get the sandworm queen bow as well. Cool. Onion seeds. Now correctly reference onions and not agave. So there's a new crop type onion. Good for the pizza. Nice steak with mushrooms and onions. Love hearts now appear above creatures when fertilizing occurs, like in Valheim.
Yeah.
Moas, buffalo, bull, roosters and rams will now seek out their mate and follow them until they have fertilized. Good. The serums are actually consumed when used. So no longer a craft one use infinitely. Fixing issue where teams brought down from space were not generating their genetics correctly. Yeah, they should store the genetics with the tame info. So if you send it back to space and you call it back down, it should retain the same genetics. Also, if you call it down in another prospect. Otherwise, you like call it down from space, you're like, I don't like the genetics, send them back up, call it back down, gets other genetics. Nah. It should store those genetics with the
Yep.
animal info.
Agreed, because or else you could, like you said, you could just re-roll the stats by
Yeah.
cheesing it a little bit. So definitely on probably creation or birth of the animal, that you just roll the dice and then save it. Which yet again, but the base like husbandry talents are still going to be something that's applied on whatever you get on or basically under your ownership. I think so. That's just how it is, unless they change it so that it basically affects other people's mounts as well. I don't think I've done that. I think if I take the stats on yours, I think I need to double check it. But no, your stats don't, with the same as mine. I remember now. So yeah,
Well, I
it's
have different stats than mine has different stats than yours.
correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
Because you have husbandry talents and I don't. So yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say these are the patch notes done.
Yeah. Thank you. That's
So, what's the time? Yeah, we're gonna take like
yeah,
10-15 minute break and then we'll be back with some gameplay.
sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, then I'm gonna mute you out to the stream outro and I'll be back with you in a sec. So yeah, those were our weekly patch notes. We do this every week, going through the patch notes, so you don't have to. All you need to do is pop in and join. Yeah, we're gonna take a 10-15 minute break, then we will be back with a gameplay. Looks like we will be continuing Styx operations. Anyway, thank you folks all for being here. I hope you folks enjoyed going us through the patch notes. If you did enjoy it and you want to get notified next time I stream, feel free to hit that follow button, or if you watch this on YouTube and you want to get notified next time I upload something, feel free to hit that subscribe button, like would be appreciated as well. Other than that, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good time, and I hope I will see you folks in a couple of minutes when we go for the gameplay.